My husband had shared with me HIV-1. For people who are wondering, does this really work? Absolutely, it works.
Hello, I'm Leon Kolaski, and I'm here with a client of mine, Kim, and we wanted to share a little bit about a kind of a recent miracle that we had in working together with the energy healing work that I do. So, welcome, Kim.
Thank you. It's nice to be here.
Yeah, thank you for being here. So, tell me a little bit about what you were first looking for when you came to me.
I had an awakening the end of November last year, and I was having some spiritual growth and going through some marital problems, now going through a divorce, and I recently had been diagnosed with a medical condition that my husband had shared with me, and it's been a lot. But so yeah, when I found you, I was a little frazzled. My husband is an addict. He had relapsed in 2021, and I was living in a very fearful place. He had been arrested for being accused of somebody, and so he had gone to jail, and I had bailed him out, and it was just, if anybody has lived through life with an addict, I don't even need to give all the details. You can just plug and play, right? I had left him at the end of 2022, and we were trying to potentially see if there was anything to rekindle there. And I knew that there really wasn't, but I wasn't willing to let go yet. So I think that you were instrumental in helping me to grow through that connection and cut that cord, so to speak. I was very angry, very hostile. My energy centers, my heart especially, it was raw, and just the mention of anything just made my chest tighten, and I could immediately feel that my energy was starting to shift and some of those blocks were moving out. And so that was pretty powerful for me.
When you say your energy was better, like what did you notice about yourself and maybe how you were with other people or just your overall like well-being? What changed?
I felt more centered. I felt calmer. There were certain aspects about talking about the divorce that I could say the words without my chest tightening. And so that was like the immediate thing. But, that even in our first session, which I think is important to share because that was so instrumental for me, our very first session, we did a brief phone call, and then we disconnected the line for the session. For people who are wondering, does this really work? Absolutely, it works.
Mhm.
I know I told you when we came back together that even though we were not looking at each other and we were in separate states, I literally could feel the sensation of the energy moving through my body, which was astounding. So that was part, I think, of what solidified for me that this was a good path.
What can you share about the medical stuff as far as what was going on? What was kind of like the diagnosis or what were the doctors telling you? And
My husband had shared with me HIV-1. When I was first diagnosed, of course, I was like terrified about it. And I, I remember in one of our first sessions around that subject, you made this just kind of brief comment that kind of stuck with me. And you had said that I'm not even sure you need to take the meds. And I was like, oh, okay, I wonder what that means. But I just let it go. But I think I understand that now, right? Because when you are diagnosed with it, they do tons of blood work. The blood work is your what they call your load levels, or how much of the HIV cells you're carrying. My load and my initial load was 190. I think it's been about 3 weeks ago now. I shared with you that my new load was 30. And if we get under 20, is what the doctor is saying, you're considered to be undetectable. So I said, I'll see you when I'm under 20 next time. And he just kind of waved at me and kept going. But I'm like, no, really, I'll be under 20. So I really feel like it's pushed me further in the direction of truly accepting that energy healing does work. We always have that, yes, but prove it, let me see it kind of mentality about anything that we want to believe, right? And so, and to that degree, the change in my loads was like, there it is, there's your proof. It's working. Throw away the labels, throw away the limits. Because when you fall prey to those labels that we've put on ourselves, our society has put on us, or the limits that we think we can't get beyond something, we can't. And so I would say follow your gut, follow your heart, work with somebody like you for sure, somebody who, talk to people who share the same thought processes, or, are just compassionate, and don't feel like you're on an island by yourself, because you're not, even when you feel like you are.